Hello, and welcome to my crash course on To Kill a Mockingbird, written by Harper Lee and published in 1960. A little bit of history on To Kill a Mockingbird is it was written in 1960, and it was during the Great Depression, and it was loosely based off of Harper Lee's childhood as she was living in Alabama, and the character Scout, who the story is written in her point of view, is also loosely based off of Harper Lee. Another little piece of historical context is at the time there was a group of black men who were found guilty of raping two white women on a train, and their age ranged from the age of 13 to 18. Okay, now to get into the story and the plot and conflict of the book. Some of the characters that it follows are Scout, Jem, their friend Dill, who visits every summer, Boo Radley, who's their neighbor who never comes out of his house, Atticus, their father, and Tom, who is the person that Atticus is defending. So the plot, the conflict, the storyline of To Kill a Mockingbird is that Jem, Scout, and Dill are all like hanging out one summer, and they notice that Boo Radley never comes out of his house, and so they start coming up with all of these crazy stories and scenarios about why he never comes out of his house. One of their main ones is that he like stabbed his father, which is a little bit crazy. Probably the guy's just antisocial. And it's just like a truly like childlike and really innocent kind of story. As you read more into the story, you'll find Atticus, who's a lawyer, and he's defending Tom Robinson, who's a black man, and he is accused of raping a white woman. And none of the people in Macomb, Alabama, believe that he's innocent, and everybody is publicly shaming and ridiculing Atticus for defending this man. They say Atticus has better things to do. He's a way better talented lawyer, and this ridicule and shaming goes on to his children too, at school and around town. Both of Atticus's children deal with this trial and the ridiculing of Atticus very differently. Scout will just start fights with anybody who makes fun of her father or says anything about him or what he's doing in his job, and Jem just keeps Scout in line and tries to make sure that she doesn't get into any more trouble. The children completely forget about any of their old childhood stories about their neighbor, and they just completely focus on what's happening, and they like lose their innocence, and they mature so much in a short period of time because they just completely will not do any of the childish things that they used to do. Even though Scout is only in first grade, she just matures beyond her years. When the trial comes, the jury finds Tom Robinson guilty, and he is sentenced to life in prison. And this is all very sad, and everybody is super upset about this outcome. And there's one day where the prison and the prisoners are doing like exercises outside, and Tom sees this as his opportunity to try to escape. So as he's trying to escape, an officer sees him and shoots him 17 times, which is completely inhumane because he's a person and he does not deserve to be shot 17 times. And they kill him, and that brings about more and more strife, and everybody is just so upset that he's dead. And being shot 17 times brings about the second main theme of To Kill a Mockingbird, along with loss of innocence, is racism, because Tom Robinson was only found guilty because he was a black man and he raped a white woman, even though none of the evidence lined up, and he was very much innocent, but they confirmed him guilty because of his race, and he was killed in a brutal way because of his race. And so this is a very clear showing of racism that was happening in Alabama. And as the story comes to a close, there's a part where Jem and Scout had to perform in a Christmas concert, and Scout is dressed up as Ham, and as they're walking back home from the concert, they get attacked, and the person who ends up saving them is Boo Radley, and Jem got knocked out, and Scout was hurt, and then they found out that the person that attacked him was actually killed by Boo Radley rescuing them. And at the end, when Scout walks Boo Radley home, she sits on the porch and she realizes how much her and Jem have both grown up.